My name is Cameron Bonner. My title is a foreman, general foreman construction. Um, Initially, I was in the United States Navy for 4 years as an engineman on the ship. So not necessarily construction per se, but in the trade of the industry. Spent a lot of time with the Seabees, which is the construction side of the Navy. So that kind of catapulted me into the field. And when I got out, my first job was with a plumbing company, a private plumbing company, and that's where it all started. I never thought about construction before the military. I wanted to be a Navy diver before I got into the Navy. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of color deficiency in my vision, so that was ruled out. So it really skims down your job availability in the military. So that's kind of what initially, just kind of fell into it here. I like results. I'm a result-oriented, performance-based individual. So I like to see a before product and an after product, and constructability gives me that option. I'm driven by the results. That's how I perform. I like to be challenged. So seeing the state of, like say a pipe, for example, before its rehabilitation and after seeing those end results just motivates you to keep going every day. And so for sure. It's a hands-on career. It's ongoing. It's moving around a lot. I don't think it appeals much to somebody who wants to be relaxed every day and have the same environment every day. So definitely an adventurous, outgoing individual for sure. Construction as a career, for sure. I mean, I started myself as a laborer in the trench, just running pipe, laying pipe. Um, and I'm in the process of getting my degree, so it definitely helps. But with the right company, I believe, you prove yourself and your abilities, you can definitely make a mark in the industry. And you, as a career, like I started laying pipe, and I worked all the way into the office as a project engineer. So it's definitely, you can't give up, I would say if anybody has an experience or been around construction, don't judge a book by its cover. Basically, don't let what you see from day to day on the side of the road set the tone for what construction is. There's a lot of behind the scenes that people don't see in construction, as far as the development and the planning stages and the engineering and the technology that goes into the actual end product. So I feel that you don't see that, the average person doesn't see that. So like I said, just understand that construction's a lot more than what it looks like when you get into the depth of it. Construction, it's kind of how you perceive it. It's depending on the type of construction too. You can relate underground to heavy civil to building vertical construction. They all have their differences, but as far as a general misconception, I just think people think it's a skilled labor, general labor industry, which it's not. It takes a lot of knowledge, a lot of engineering, just mass amounts of planning and execution to the T, more so than anything, really, I believe. Achen-Gardner's projects, well, we're a heavy civil contractor, so helping build America, I mean, in all aspects. We're about 60% underground, 40% horizontal construction. So I think for the most part, underground goes unnoticed. The infrastructure of the water systems and the sewer systems, I think day to day, civilians take it for granted. They don't realize a lot of infrastructure in the area is abused and it's old and it needs rehabilitation. It does go unnoticed. So I feel shedding light on what we do is integral to the process. Oh, most definitely. Achen-Gardner has been very supportive of not only my education, but just future growth as far as personal and professional. For instance, they sent me to it's called a project management professional certification. So they sent me to a prep course for that. It was a 7-day, very expensive course, and it was on their dime, and they took the time to invest that into me. And they wouldn't do that unless they saw a future for myself and for anybody else who's has higher aspirations than just staying in the ditch. The millennial generation, especially, they kind of get perceived as being they don't give it a chance a lot of times. They're not given they don't have the patience. The older generation doesn't necessarily have the patience all the time for the millennials, and I'm in that generation, so it's the biggest advice would be to get an education for one. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed in this field, and there's a high demand all the time, no matter what aspect of construction. And if not, just stay on track with the field. If you get into a field, just keep your mind open, and the future is never ending. I am Cameron Bonner with Achen-Gardner, and I build America.